In this video, we will talk about the perpendicular lines. So, first of all, what do we mean by perpendicular lines? So, we say that two lines, suppose this is first line, this is second line. These two lines are perpendicular if, when they intersect, they make an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, so if suppose the lines are intersecting like this, and this angle is not 90 degree, so it means it's not parallel, not perpendicular. Okay, so the idea is the angle that they make when they intersect each other, it should be 90 degree. Okay, so this is by visualization. Okay, now what we will do when we have the equations of line. Say first equation of line as m1x plus c1. And the second equation of line as m2x plus c2. So we check the lines are perpendicular or not by checking their slope. Okay, again, it's similar concept to the parallel lines where we work with the slope. For perpendicular lines also we work with the slope. So what we have to do is we have to find the slope of the first line and the slope of second line. Okay, so slope of first line, what I said is always the coefficient of x. So what this gives you, this is m1. Okay. Similarly, slope of second line is m2. M2. So we say that two lines are perpendicular if when we multiply their slope like m1 times m2 and we simplify it, we get it equal minus 1. So if it is coming as minus 1, we call the lines are perpendicular. Otherwise, the lines are not perpendicular. Okay. Let's understand this with the help of an example. They ask you to show that the lines are perpendicular. So this is your first line and this is second line. And you have to check if the lines are perpendicular. See here, they are not asking about parallel. They are asking you about perpendicular. So you check directly the concept of perpendicular. Okay. So let's write down. So first line is minus 3x plus 5. So first step is to find the slope. Slope of this line, let's denote it by m1. What is it? The coefficient of x. Here, since it's minus 3, so you write the value of slope as minus 3. Second, let's check the second line. It is x over 3 plus 3 over 2. When we write down the slope, let's denote the slope by m2. So what it will be? It is the coefficient of x. So it is x divide 3. There is no number here. So that's understood as 1. So the slope here becomes 1 over 3. Clearly, the slopes are not same. So when the slopes are not same, we know that it's not parallel. Okay. So let's check if these are perpendicular or not. So for that, what we will do? We will multiply slope 1 with slope 2. The value of m1 is minus 3 times value of m2 is 1 over 3. So how do we multiply an integer with fraction? We multiply the numerators. Okay, and since there is nothing below 3, it means it's 1. So what we will do? We multiply 1 with 3. So this gives you minus 3 times 1, or you can simply write 3. Cancelling the same number from numerator and denominator. So what this gives you? Minus 1. So what we obtained, m1 cross m2 equal minus 1. So this is the condition for it to be perpendicular. So yes, you have to write. It means the lines, the given lines are perpendicular. Okay. So again, recall what you have to do. The lines are given, find their slope. And if it's equal, lines are parallel. If it's not equal, check the product. If product is coming equal -1, the lines are perpendicular. Let's take another example. Now you have this line y equal x over 4 minus 3 and y is equal to minus 4x. So let's work on it in the similar way. Y equal x over 4 minus 3 and y is equal to minus 4x plus 1. So what's the slope here? Here it's minus 4 and here something divide by 4. So coefficient of x is 1 in the numerator. So here slope m1 is 1 over 4 and here m2 is minus 4. Clearly the slopes are not equal, so the lines are not parallel. Okay, so let's check for perpendicular. So for that, what we have to do, we have to find the product m1 cross m2. So what is it? m1 is 1 over 4 cross m2 is minus 4. Multiplying in the same way. So what this gives you? 1 times minus 4 over 4. You can cancel 4 from numerator and denominator. You can even cancel 4 at this stage directly. It's fine. Okay. So this gives you 1 multiply minus 1. So it is minus 1. So we obtain m1 cross m2 as minus 1. This means the lines are perpendicular. I hope now it is clear. Well, let's take one more question. So in this question, they ask you check the lines are parallel or perpendicular. They didn't specifically mention for parallel or perpendicular. You have to check for both. So in that case, do straightforward. Find the slope of first line, which is 2 over 3. Slope of second line, which is minus 3 over 2. So here the slope m1 is 2 over 3. Whereas for the second line, slope m2 is minus 3 over 2. Okay, so it's clear that m1 is not equal to m2. Correct? So here you have to mention that the lines are not parallel. Okay, now check for perpendicular. For perpendicular, what we are checking? We are checking the product. So first find m1 times m2. So what is it? m1 is 2 over 3. This is m1. m2 is minus 3 over 2. So times minus 3 over 2. So how do you multiply two fractions? We multiply numerators together. We multiply denominators together. So this gives you 2 times minus 3 divide 3 times 2. So we have 2 in the numerator and denominator. We can cancel. Similarly, we can cancel 3. So when we cancel 2, we left with 1. When we cancel with 3, we left with minus 1. So we get here minus 1. So what we obtained, m1 cross m2, the product of two slopes as minus 1, which is the property of perpendicular lines. So we say that lines are perpendicular. Okay, let's take another example quickly. Slope m1. Yes, tell me what is it? What is slope m2? Here slope 4 and here nothing. And here it's 4. Nothing means 1. Okay, so slope is 1 over 4 for the first line. For second line, it's 4. So clearly what you will say, m1 not equal m2. So lines are not parallel. Okay, it's not parallel. Now go for perpendicular. So for perpendicular, what you do? You multiply the slopes. So what is it? 1 over 4 times 4. Multiplying 1 with 4 because of the numerator. Or you can simply cancel here. 4 with 4. No need to multiply it. Okay. Once you practice more, you will understand it. So what it is giving you? 1. So what we obtained here, M1 cross M2 as 1. So what does it mean? It means lines are not perpendicular. Okay, because you needed it to be -1.